Welcome to Make a Path Presents, and it's time for a Walking Dead comic collection update with a few bonus comic titles thrown in there. Why not? This is update number 8, I believe. Let's start it off with the Walking Dead comic coloring book. Yes, this isn't a comic, but it is the comic version of the coloring book. Just throwing this in here to say I did a video on it, so if you're curious about this, check out the video. First up, we got this issue 75 Ultimate Comics exclusive variant cover. I love this thing. Every time I look at it, these damn walkers here are so damn cool. We got this little old geezer one here. I love these walkers in this cover. This is a cool one. I guess it's blank, so you can do a sketch in the middle here, but I don't want to touch this. I think this thing's pretty damn cool. Anyway, we got a lot to go through, so I'm going to leave out some names and certain specifics. I'm going to try to keep this video contained and not so huge because there's a stack like this big. Let's get right into this. The most recent issues of The Walking Dead, issue 153, I got my 2. Issue 154, I got my 2. Now, you guys know I want a complete collection of The Walking Dead Weekly because, let's face the facts, I will never own an issue number 1 first print. And most likely an issue 19 first print. I might be able to get that, but anyway, I found, and I want a complete issue 1 to 52. I believe that's all they made for the Walking Dead Weeklies. These are reprints, so technically they're like second prints. Anyway, here's issue number 1, and it gets better. Issue 19. I cannot be happier to have both of these. Now I have like 1 through 23, I believe, so I'm doing really good at collecting these. Believe it or not, some of the, I think issue 1, some in the 30s, and then issue 51 52 I think are really hard because they were low print runs or something, but I grabbed these. That's awesome. I'm thrilled about that. Alright, next up, issue 97. Awesome cover. This starts the Something to Fear story arc. Pretty epic. Now we're going right into the 100 variants. Now I started collecting the comic at issue 100 and my comic shop was cleaned out. So it wasn't until recently that I got my hands on some of the 100 variants. This is the black and white standard cover, but it's black and white. So that's the variant for that. Awesome cover. This is the Sean Phillips, I believe, variant cover. I don't want to screw up any of the artist names, but I believe this is Ryan Otley. Still not sure how to pronounce his name. Todd McFarlane, we know who that is. This is a pretty cool one. Oh, you know what? With the Ryan Otley one, I love this cover. When you get it in hand and look at it really close, I know I talk about this tongue here, but this guy down here has like a little eyeball cut in half. So get this cover if you find it. It's pretty cool. Todd McFarlane. We have the Frank Quietly, I believe. Yeah, I believe his name's Frank Quietly. He did this one. Scary looking old lady. This is the Escape variant. This is pretty cool. I like this. I really do. This does look like the original Tony Moore version of Rick Grimes on issue 100. I do like that. Next up, I believe this is Mark Silvestri. I could be wrong. I don't want to get it wrong. But anyway, this is awesome because Rick Grimes has a bat here. You have all these walkers. That's pretty damn cool. Alright, let's move into issue 1 reprints. I want a complete collection of these as well, but that'll take a long time, which is fine. That's part of the fun. Look at this epic cover with some walkers on a tank. I love the fire there, that burning walker. This is beautifully done. The coloring here is fantastic. Next up, we got Rick on a horse. Pretty badass image. Even the horse looks like he wants to kick some ass or eat somebody. Next up is Rick and Glenn. This looks like the artist drew it because in the comic there is a part where Glenn and Rick go to downtown to a gun store and they get, into a little scuffle with some walkers in the rain. So it looks like the artist did his, representation of that scene. And I think this cover is very cool in this artist style. I think he did a great job. Anyway, next up we have Abe, and what's cool is the background kind of blends into the image, but that's actually walker faces sketched back there. I think that's pretty damn cool. If you're an Abe fan, you got to grab that one. This is kind of like a paying homage to the very first issue with Rick in the hospital. He's in the hospital gown here, got some walkers on the outside. I like that. The really high gloss baggies on this one too. We got the black and white and color version here. That's pretty damn cool. Black and white and color. I do like this black and white though. It's got, I don't know, it's got a certain look to it. I really like that. All right, next up, one of my favorite issue number one reprint covers. You have Michonne in a restaurant with walkers all up on the glass. I love this, looking all sad. Not only this, but Justin hooked it up with the black and white too. Oh, that is so cool, so cool. One of my favorite concepts for a cover too. I love this. Got both versions, so damn cool. Actually, that's hard to see. With the glare, you guys couldn't see. At least it didn't look like you could see it. So, okay, I'm going to talk about this in a separate video, so keep an eye out for this. We have Sheltered number 1. Actually, pretty good read. Good enough to where I picked up Sheltered number 2. Pretty cool cover. Sheltered number 3. Sheltered number 4. That's an awesome cover. I like that. Sheltered number 5. And Sheltered 15. They didn't have any others, or I would have just got the single issues up until this point. But I grabbed this one because I really liked it, even though I didn't have the issues in between. But what I did is, since I did like the story initially after 5 issues, I went ahead and got the trade paperbacks for volumes 2 and 3. And this is it. This is the whole story. That's the end of the story. If you're interested, I got a video coming behind this one. Hopefully I could get it up. I'm going to briefly talk about this comic title story. Next up, adding some Outcast. I think this is just a flub. I forgot a viewer sent me this. So awesome. I ended up picking it up at my comic book shop, totally forgetting. But hell, never hurts. Outcast 17. And this story's getting really cool too. Outcast 18. This is the most recent, just released last week. So 3 more Outcast issues. A viewer sent this in. This is absolutely awesome. This actually has a little scene with Rick Grimes and Shane Walsh in it. Kinda, sorta. Look it up, or if you know about this, look it up and you'll see. Anyway, I think it's definitely cool because I just started reading. I picked this up. This is the volume 1 of the Ultimate Collection. So it's got like 12 issues or something in here. But this is it's a pretty badass story. I'm also going to do a review on this volume 1 coming soon. Probably in a week or 2 because I got a busy schedule coming up. So that's Invincible. Pretty cool. Definitely check that out if you haven't. It's a superhero story and it's kind of designed to look kid-friendly, and then you find out it's not. It's not at all. Alright, getting to the end of the line here. 2 non-Walking Dead and 1 Walking Dead. We have Revival. This is a new story I started because I like this trade paperback cover so much. It looked so cool. I was really curious to see what was going on in this story, and I got it. And I like it. It's not usually something I would read because of certain elements that seem more supernatural. But I like it enough to where I'm going to try out the second trade paperback eventually. Definitely get into that. But I like this. Let me know if you've read Revival. Put that down in the comment box. Next up, I just picked this up when I got The Walking Dead issue 154. Since I'm doing my own new comic now, I'm always looking for new stories, looking to see how they do panel layouts, how they structure their stories, just getting a clear idea of how, a widespread idea of how other creators put the panel layouts together and everything. Plus, I'm always looking for a new interesting story to keep up, something that's continuing. I can't stand I shouldn't say that. I like good stories that are like 4 issues or 6 issues or maybe even 20 issues, but it's frustrating when you get something that's a good story. Like Sheltered, they had gold in my opinion. It was a golden idea, and it feels like they were like, okay, you know what? We got another project to work on, so let's just cut it short, If I feel like they didn't ride it out to its full potential, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm always looking for a new story, so I picked this up. Nailbiter Volume 1. Very interested in this. I see a lot of people recommending this, so I'm going to give it a try. I'll probably start reading it later today. I got something I got to do, and I'm going to have to be waiting in line for like 20 minutes, so I'm going to check this out. Nailbiter. There Will Be Blood. It's got a hand going down to a mouth. I didn't even see that when I first picked it up. Anyway, last but definitely not least, This is The Walking Dead, A New Beginning, Volume 22, and this is actually from www.goshlondon.com. Now, it's going to be hard because I think this has been out now, but if you're interested in this, and I'll show you why it's special, go right now and order this at www.goshlondon.com, because you get this, Volume 22, plus you get this. It is it's signed by Charlie Adler. It's called a book plate. It's a thick cardstock, and it's got an awesome New Beginning image. I showed this off in a mail video. A viewer sent me just a book plate, but this is how you buy it if you buy it from Gosh London. You get the book plate signed with Carl, Andrea, and Rick in one of the best images. I love this. I love this. And I love having a backup too. You get the book plate in the Volume 22, the New Beginning trade paperback, and it's sealed too, so you can unseal it, read it, and also frame this. But that is absolutely awesome. I love that. I can't say enough good things about it. I think that the old, it has like a Western look, but it's like a new world, like, you know, out with the old new world and back to the old, you know, old world. Something like that. Anyway, love this. I think this is awesome. And what's so cool is it's not even, I think it's only like $5 more than you would normally spend to get this if you just bought this at Barnes & Noble or something. I think you're only spending $5 more. Regardless, it's worth it every cent. That's goshlondon.com. Alright, that is it. Let me know what you think about my updates, what I picked up. Let me know what you're into, what are you grabbing, what new stories, old stories. Again, I'm looking to read good stories, so if you got any out there, not only just a title, kind of give me without spoilers, if you can do like a brief summary of what the story's about, that'll probably help me out. I'll go ahead and check that issue out. So until next time, put your thoughts and opinions in that comment box, as well as your recommendations, because I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.